Hey guys, I'm doing a special project tonight. Got a new decal for the camper, 4 Points Northwest, so please follow me on Instagram. That's the whole idea of putting this on my camper, so get more followers, yeah. I want to talk to you about how to install a decal. These principles apply for installing decals on just about anything, well, at least a small decal. Tools that I'm going to be using, I have a pencil for marking where you want to put it on the object, in my case the camper. I have a Bondo scraper. I usually used for applying Bondo. You'd want to see a little bit sturdier or firmer, thicker, but this will work. Tape measure, so you can make sure you're centered and you got the right dimensions on where you're going to put the sticker. You need a straight edge. I'm using a level, stability level, my trusty stability levels. I love those. And then cleaning wise, I got a general purpose cleaner, which I'm going to start with first, and then right before we put the decal on, we'll use some isopropyl alcohol. And I got some paper towels and a actual towel here. It's a little wet outside. I just pulled this in. I got the sticker today. I want to get it on, so I'm doing this quickly. Okay, I got the camper out of the garage, or in the garage, out of the weather, raining right now. I'm gonna first step is we're gonna wipe and clean this area where I want the sticker. I want the sticker to go about right here. I think that's the most visual and it keeps it nice and clean, so we'll put it right here. Okay, now that I got the area dried, we're gonna want to clean it with some general purpose cleaner. That'll take off most of the surface dirt, and then I'm gonna rub it down with isopropyl alcohol. I'll do that right before I apply the sticker. I got some measurements to take and some markings, so first I'm gonna clean it with this, and then we'll do our markings, and then apply the final isopropyl alcohol. Okay, now it's time to measure where you want to place the sticker. Usually you want to do a test fit, see what kind of looks nice. I was thinking I'd just center it here on the back side. And I want the letters, I already did this, I already kind of thought through it. I want the letters to sit on about 3 inches from this metal aluminum trim here. I'll set the letters exactly on there. This sticker's cut pretty straight, and so you can see the gapping is pretty equal there, but I just would prefer to put the letters on a line rather than this. That's typical practice. A lot of times somebody might not cut these straight. They might be crooked, and so once you peel this off, you've got a clear background, which the decals are on, and you'll set that on the line. So I measured this, it's 15 inches. This total distance from here to here is 27. So 27 minus 15, you get 12 inches. Divide that by 2, you have 6 inches on either side here. And I'm just gonna center it right there. Already drew the marks for the 6 inches in, 6 inches in, and I got the 3 inches. I'm gonna put a line here with my straight edge so I can set it correctly. So I'll do that real quick. Again, I've already measured 3 inches. One tip, this is a carpenter tip. When you're measuring, make a crow's foot. That's how you get a precise point. This crow's foot kind of turned into a crow's rounded, but you want a nice like peak. That way you can put your straight edge right at the tip of your peak. My straight edge is not quite long enough to reach, but it'll work. And I'm using pencil, like I said, it's easy to remove. Once you're done with all this, it wipes off with the alcohol pretty easily. It's going to be a challenge to keep it on there keep it on there while I'm wiping this area clean. But there you have it. I'm going to peel the sticker. I am going to use these 2 edges as my lineup point, and I'll set the letters right on the line. So let's clean it off one more time with the alcohol, and we'll be applying the decal. All right, so now we're going to do the final prep. Before we apply the decal, we're going to wipe it down with some alcohol. I got my 91% isopropyl alcohol. This is a first aid antiseptic, but it should work the same way as any alcohol. Instead of pouring it on here or squirting it, I'm just going to wet this paper towel, give it a good wipe. It should dry fairly quickly. That's the point of alcohol. It evaporates very quickly. Okay, I got a pretty good coat of alcohol in there. Like I said, it'll dry quickly, but I'm just going to give it another wipe with the dry cloth. We'll let that dry for a minute, and then we're ready to apply the decal. Well, I had to take a break. If you noticed in the background of the other clips, the kid was fussing. And he likes to hang out, but it was his bedtime. Had to put him to bed. I got the area wiped down with alcohol. I'm going to wipe it down one more time. And since I left for a while and I'm back, I'm going to wipe it down and then we'll apply the decal. So we're ready to apply the decal now. My first job out of college, I got offered a project management, I guess you would say superintendent, field manager, whatever, for a company that had the contract with Arco BP, and it's mostly on the West Coast, or all on the West Coast, if you're not familiar with Arco. But anyway, they had these machines, and this is where I learned to apply a lot of decals. They had these pick machines, is what they called them, and if you remember, the old Arcos, for the longest time, they never accepted credit cards. So these pick machines, that's where you would go. You'd have to insert your debit card, punch in your PIN number, tell them what's pump you're at. They didn't have credit cards at the pump. For whatever reason, I have no idea, but they just actually recently changed that, so now you can use credit card at the pumps, and they got rid of these pick machines. But I went up and down the whole, from Washington all the way to Northern California, down to the tip of Salinas. That was our contract area, putting vinyl decals. My crews it was a tire rebranding, but a lot of decals. And that's where I learned how to install decals. So this may not be professional, so don't take my word for it. It's just how I learned to do it. People might have other tricks, tips. If you do, leave them in the comments, and I'm gonna edit this video in the future. But I'm gonna start with the right side of the decal, because like I said, I want to put the letters on the line that I drew. So what we're going to do, we're going to start, and I don't like to peel the entire thing off, especially with bigger stickers. This one's fairly small, so we can start with quite a bit, maybe about half. This way at least I can see the visual, and I can get it on the line correctly, straight. So like I said, I'm going to use this edge and line it up with the mark I made, and I'm going to use the letters and put those on the line that I made. So I'm going to start on the right side, and you don't want to press it all the way down. You kind of want to get it close. You might have to move it around a few times. And I'm doing this over the side of my truck, so that makes it a little bit harder. And what you can do here, so now I got one side started, and you don't press real hard. You just kind of want to stick it, and then you can manipulate the sticker just lightly so you can continue to make sure it sits on that line. You don't want to tweak it too much, because you'll end up tweaking the decal, but you do have just a little bit of play. And as you work your way through the sticker, you're just kind of putting a light pressure to make sure you're on the right track. And see, the S in this decal is just off a hair. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out a little bit further since it's a smaller decal. I don't like where it's set in here. Get it back lined up with that edge. You want it to sit and look like it's applied straight. So I like that look of that, so I'm just going to tack it down slightly with my finger. And then once you kind of get a good feel for it, still want to adjust it one more time. Keep working it until you get it right. You don't have to set it down the first time. probably should have used the bottom of the decal in this instance. But we'll get it. It just takes some patience. Most everything in life takes a little bit of patience, and people don't realize that. Especially mechanics, anything mechanical, you gotta have a little bit of patience. So the letters in this decal are a little different. I'm trying to get everyone at least touching the line. I'm pretty close, and I like it this time. So what I'm gonna do now is just kind of lightly feather the sticker on here. I still want to just give it a good check, make sure everything's looking pretty good, so you don't want to seal it down real tight. Just a light press, and it's looking pretty good. I like the way it's sitting. And as you work the backing off, you want to apply the rest of the sticker. Step back, you might want to take a look at it from a distance. And I like it. I'm happy with it. So our next step is we're going to take our Bondo scraper and we're going to massage the sticker into there. You want the decal to stick really well. And the decal is the under point, or under the black sticker. So just go ahead and massage it really well. You're working the air bubbles out of it. And I don't believe this is a 3M decal. I ordered this off online from a shop that I've never used before. 3M has more of a paper backing. This one's like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's a plastic that has a mesh in it. But as you're working your sticker, you can see the air bubbles. The whole sticker turns a little bit blacker, I guess, darker. And that's how you know you got a good seal here. So you want to work it pretty good. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to work the sticker, and then we'll come back and I'll show you as I peel it off in our final steps. Alright, I've rubbed the sticker, got all the air bubbles out, and now I'm ready to peel off the outer layer, or the protective layer, the layer that keeps the decal together as you're applying it. So that's what you want to do here, is you just want to get an edge started, and you don't want to pull straight off. You want to bend this down, so you're pulling flat against the surface. If you pull off, you could pull the decal, the underlying decal, off as well. So you want to go against the stick, I suppose is how you would say it. So you just kind of work it, and like I said, you're not pulling straight off. You want to pull with the surface. Once you get it started, you can use your fingers and just roll. That way you're pressing hard against the surface and you're rolling the sticker back. That keeps the underlying sticker down. It doesn't peel it back up, and this will just peel right off. And it's looking really good. Nothing's coming up, so I know I got a good stick. If it does come up as you're peeling the backing off, you can just stop and slowly work it. Use your scraper again and work that sticker back down. And this is my favorite part, because you can see I may have gotten a little bit right there. I'm just going to rub that down. There it is, folks. Everything's stuck. I'm positive I got a good adhesion. So the final step is I'm just going to clean off my pencil marks, and it's done. That's how you apply a decal. All right, here's the final product. Vinyl decal is down. As you can see, I got rid of the pencil marks. This mark here is scratch, and there's some other scratches here, but the pencil mark came right off with the rubbing alcohol. As I said, it just takes a little bit of rubbing. This decal didn't harm the decal, so yeah, looks perfect. I love it. Like I said, follow me at 4 Points Northwest.